Floating shelves are a great accent piece for any wall and they provide great functionality. But how do you install one? Is it hard? Stick around and you're going to find out how to put a floating shelf like this on your wall in no time. Hi, I'm Mike. This is Mike's Home and Garden. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn about lawn care, boost your curb appeal, and do other home improvement projects, start now by clicking subscribe and clicking the bell so you don't miss out. So you saw in the introduction, we're going to work on the inside of the house today with a home improvement project, installing a floating shelf. Floating shelves are great to put an accent piece on a wall, but also provide some great functionality, either as a bookshelf for any type of memorabilia to display, pictures, things like that. There's a lot of different things you can use them for. Or in our case, with our little baby, we're using it as a storage shelf near our changing table. So let's go inside and see what's involved with putting one of these on the wall. It's not that complicated, but stick around all the way to the end and make sure you don't miss a step. Floating shelves come in all sizes and styles. You can pick them up at a reasonable price at any department store or online. For this job, you'll need a few tools, which you can see here: a drill bit, a level, a stud finder, a pencil, and not pictured, you'll need a tape measure. Start by using the stud finder on the location of the wall you'd like to hang your shelf. Locate the studs. The tool lights up and beeps over the stud and mark it with a pencil. Even if the studs are not exactly in the location you want to hang the shelf, that is okay. You still need to know where they are, and you'll see why later on. Use the tape measure in line with the stud to mark how high you want the shelf to be, and follow the same step with the second stud on the other side. Use the tape measure to mark the height on that side too. You will use a level to ensure everything is straight in a moment. Our shelf came with the template you see on the screen to line up for the screws. You do not need to exactly line up with the studs that you marked. You can have it on both studs, just one, or even none. Knowing where the studs are is helpful regardless, and you'll see in a moment. Here, use the level to set the template and use a piece of tape to hold it in place in the location that you want. For where we placed our shelf, the left side was on a stud, but the right side was not, and that's okay. Once your location and level are in place, tape it to the wall. Next, use the pencil to mark the holes on the wall through the template. Once you have the holes properly marked, you can remove the template and you have the marks on the wall where you need to drill the pilot holes. Use your drill and the drill bit to drill the pilot holes into the drywall. If any of your marks are on the studs, just drill until you hit the wood. You don't need to keep going through the wood. The screw will do the rest in a little bit. Your shelf should come with these anchors you see on the screen. As I mentioned earlier, if you prefer the location of the shelf to be not on the studs, don't worry. These anchors will provide the support needed. Use a Phillips head bit and screw the anchors into each of the pilot holes you drilled that are not on top of a stud. Once the anchors are in, you're ready to attach the bracket to the wall. Your shelf might have a different style bracket or smaller shelves none at all. This is what came with ours. Use the screws provided and your drill to attach the bracket to the wall with the wall anchors. Depending on your screw hole pattern, I recommend starting with the middle screw and working your way out. Attaching the middle screw first gives your bracket stability while you finish securing it. Once you secure the middle screw, the other holes should align with the anchors, and this is a great benefit of using the template where to mark when you drill. On the last hole here, which was over a stud, I used the provided longer wood screw to screw the bracket into the stud. One last check with the level to ensure it's in line and we're ready to attach the shelf. This shelf has two screw holes on the underneath of it to secure to the bracket. Designs may vary, but this way of attaching the shelf is easy and I recommend looking for this style. The back of the shelf has two holes that align with the two prongs that come off the bracket. Line up the shelf and slide it onto the bracket. Then, with your drill and the provided screws, fasten both sides of the shelf to the bracket as you see here. The shelf is now fastened securely to the bracket and it appears to be floating on the wall. One last level check is right on the mark. The shelf provides a great space in a room to use, and with getting the tools and material in order ahead of time only takes a few minutes to install. Comment below with any questions you may have. Thanks for watching.